And this is where things really start to heat up. And a Sikh preacher, Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, he stepped into that power vacuum. And he stepped in hard. Bhindranwale was a well-spoken man who could galvanise a crowd. He skyrocketed to popularity in the late 1970s, and he encouraged all Sikhs to get baptised. The baptism from Sikhs went from hundreds per week to thousands per day. He really was galvanising people, and people were starting to listen to what he was saying. Bhindranwale preached that baptised Sikhs should be weapon bearers, and he was connecting the Sikh armed resistance to the Mughal Empire centuries ago to the Sikh resistance against Delhi in the modern day India. Now, Bhindranwale was always seen walking around with a crowd of his followers, and they would wear ammunition belts. Everyone knew that that was his sort of style, and that's how he sort of walked about the streets, which was kind of unusual. It was a little bit unusual. Obviously the Sikhs had the kirpan and stuff, but to be walking around with the ammunition belts was a little bit unusual. So the sermons that Bhindranwale would do, he would galvanise the crowd and he would tell them that India is stealing from the Punjabis, they're stealing our wealth and they're eroding our culture. And people were starting to listen. People were fed up. The Sikh community were completely fed up at this point. They couldn't do anything politically. Nothing was working. Everything was getting overridden or just dismissed from the government. But this man had a plan. He would often say the Hindus are trying to enslave us. Atrocities against Sikhs are increasing day by day under the Hindu imperialist rulers of New Delhi. The Sikhs have never felt so humiliated. Bhindranwale was reinforcing a Sikh identity. And he also criticised the Sikh men for cutting their hair or not wearing a turban. He would call them out for it. His popularity with the Sikh community was skyrocketing. And this is when he introduced a new element. Violence. You should obtain... Now, the Akalis were always known as peaceful people, non-violent. But they were so fed up with not getting any progress politically that they started to think that militancy might not be a bad way to go. So where did Bhindranwale actually come from? How did he just all of a sudden appear with this cult following? This is pretty interesting. He was actually created by the Congress Party, who opposed the Sikhs. And I know what you're thinking, oh, that sounds like a little conspiracy theory. It's not. There's documented evidence and proof that that's where he came from. He was financed by the Congress Party members and Indira Gandhi's son, Sanjay Gandhi. They provided him with financial aid. They wanted to create an extremist element, but they had a plan. But it was a smart move by the Congress members, because they knew that with this militancy, the Sikhs would split. They would have to they would need to make a very, very important decision. They're very fed up with the way things are, the status quo in India. So they have two options. They either have to go down the militancy route and vote for that, or they can continue on their non-violent journey and their spiritual journey of non-violence. So the Sikhs had a choice to make. And with this new wave of extremism, this gave Congress the green light to start cracking down on them. This would paint Congress in a good light. It would make them look like the fearless leaders who cracked down on extremism and saved Hinduism.